Hi, my name is Dave Batcheller. I'm one of the co-founders at Josda. A lot of people think the estate plan is complete because the documents are done. The will, the healthcare directive, the power of attorney, the trust. But when somebody dies, the family is often left asking practical questions. Where are the accounts? What debts exist? And how do we get into a phone, a laptop, these devices? Where are the insurance policies? And who do we call? Josda was built to close that gap. We close this gap by providing you, the advisor, with a tool that you invite your clients to use. So when your clients log into the estate planning tool, they're going to see the process broken into six different steps, each step having a different area of focus to produce a different result. When the client engages with one of these phases, they're going to get a breakdown for how the phase works, what are we trying to do, what they're going to get at the end of the phase, and then a series of tasks that they will walk through in order to produce the information that's going to be helpful to the estate plan. So each task then is broken into a series of subtasks where we provide some instructions how to perform the task. And then also, and perhaps importantly, a helpful AI assistant that will walk them through any questions they might have in performing the work. Now, no one wants to do the work. It's kind of the dark secret of estate planning. Nobody wants to put the energy into being prepared. So we try to reduce the amount of work with helpful automations like plaid linking to import account information, or you can drag and drop brokerage statements, credit card statements, account statements, and will generate the entry on your client's behalf. And then also go through those statements and find transaction information that surfaces information that's germane to the estate. At the end of the phase, a single button click is going to produce a report. The report's going to cover a bunch of information that would be really valuable for you and your clients in the event that something were to happen to them. Who are the professional advisors that know legal and financial information about the estate? Where are the heirs and beneficiaries? Where are accounts of what type? All of that generated with a button click. Moving on to a new phase, the focus is going to change from the legal and financial framework of a life now to securing digital access. How does this phase work? What outputs are we going to get at the end of the phase? And then again, engaging with a different series of tasks with different objectives. Here, for example, building an account map. How do I get into all of the digital accounts that I would need to get into if something happened to me? And the no one wants to write all this stuff down. So again, an import feature where how do you import information from your browser, from a password manager, et cetera, to generate hundreds of entries securely in a single step rather than manually trying to remember and enter all these things. How do we walk through things like setting up emergency access features that are really important to allow people access to important things like how to get into my iCloud data, or how to get into my Google data, or how to memorialize or close my social media if something were to happen to me. These can be really difficult things to do administratively without setting these things up, and it takes only minutes. So we walk the user through how to set this information up. And again, at the end of the phase, a single button click is going to generate a report that's going to be really valuable for you as the advisor and for the family. That's the value of Josta. Josta helps close the gap between having estate planning documents and being practically prepared. Families get clearer information, better instructions, and a starting point when something happens. Advisors get a more meaningful way